Greetings, cyberspace cadets. It's Irate Prostate here, and it's Sunday, and that means it's time for ice cream. And ice cream is the name I've given to my Sunday interviews with people that I've found interesting on the internet. And one of those people happens to be the gentleman that's with me today. His name is Ichabod Orange, and Ichabod and I do not know each other very well, but every time I have either been in a stream with him or have just popped on and listened or checked out his content, and I've just been fascinated with his perspective on things, and so I thought it'd be a good idea to get him on and talk. So how are you doing today, Ichabod? Say hi to everybody.
Hi, I'm Ichabod Orange, and it's a day today.
Yeah. So are you saying you're having a rough day today, or?
Yeah, it's kind of been a rough day today.
Okay. Well, do you want to jump kind of right into it and talk about what's going on?
Jump right in wherever you want.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask at first, where you got the name Ichabod Orange, A, and B, what made you choose the raccoon as your avatar?
The raccoon thing came from Samaj. I asked him to draw me up an avatar, and he came back with a raccoon, and that's just kind of where we kind of ran with from then. No real big fanciful story on it. I'm not a furry. It's just came through Samaj.
All right, cool. And the name Ichabod?
It's a pun off Ichabod Crane. It used to just be Consulting Orange way back when, but we threw Ichabod in front of it, and it just seemed to fit, so.
Well, cool. So, who was the first, because I know you've been around YouTube, how many years would you say you've been around the YouTube sphere? Because
like various accounts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Been around about 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, who was the first YouTuber that you reached out to and decided, just start talking to them and make friends with them,
I tried a lot of times with a lot of YouTubers. The first one to actually respond was, I think it was Bane. Bane666.au. And then he got me in touch with Red Robot and all the others.
So that kind of sets your nomenclature in your group that you grew out of, because I can tell that. How many times did you reboot your account?
Over the years?
Yeah.
5, 6 times.
Yeah. Did you ever get shut down by YouTube for anything, or?
Yeah.
So
by using a shit ton of copyrighted music, all that stuff. I never really got taken down.
Good.
I never got monetized either, though.
I heard that. Well, it's and that. So you were kind of ahead of the game on all that shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. I usually the way I do this thing is I use I try to go in with some icebreakers, and then just try to get more in depth as we go on. So if you find any of this shit is just pure inane, just tell me, man. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Because your time is valuable. Let's see. So, all right, what's your favorite book? All right, questions like that.
What? Huh?
Like your favorite book.
Um, The Lurking Fear.
By H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, something about the duality of humanity that one could fall so far is just interesting.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Mhm.
He was so far ahead of his time, and his use of the madness and the idea of things being greater than we are, and things being greater than the things that we call God. That whole
Well,
idea.
you're thinking of the Mythos series. The Lurking Fear was just people that had inbred for so long that they became monsters.
Right. Um,
So it's more the opposite of what his normal would be. Would be the great gathering of gods that are more powerful than gods as gods, and it's just the depravity of humanity. But I do know what you're talking about with the cosmic horror, what's known as the Cthulhu mythos,
yeah,
all that.
even yeah, the stuff beyond that, so yeah, that's talk about that take on it though, the inbreeding, all that, the more depraved side of because his conceptualization of that was very unique because of, I think a lot of it had to do with the way he grew up, um, so what's your take on that?
On the Lurking Fear,
Yeah, and his, the way it reflects on his personal life.
I never knew much of the man's personal life. I did never study up on him himself. I had it's kind of a policy of detaching every bit of someone's art from who they are as a person. Because I feel if you sit there and you focus on them as a person, it makes you biased against the art.
Oh, indeed.
But
Go ahead.
but when it came to the Lurking Fear, it was so far flung from what he would normally do. Eh, it was pretty good.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, there's not much to say that wouldn't spoil the book. So if I would advise anyone listening, go read The Lurking Fear by H.P. Lovecraft.
It's definitely good stuff. Yeah. Um, what was the moment in your life where you knew that you weren't a child anymore? Was there a specific thing you can recall?
I was informed when I was 18.
That you weren't a child anymore?
Yep.
And how did that come about? Or you want to talk about
My
that?
dad opened the door to my room and proceeded to beat me with a 4-inch wide stick and tell me I'm not a child anymore. I need to get up, get the fuck out the house, and go find something to do.
So what happened after that?
That's it. I got up, got out of the house, and went and started working at a farmer's market.
That's you've had this is this is not the typical YouTuber that this is really good, man. So if you could talk to yourself at the age of 8, what would you tell yourself?
Run. Run or stand in the highway, either way. Make it stop. It's all downhill from here.
Do you get along better with men or women?
It's never really mattered.
Yeah. So all right, this is something I ask dudes: is blondes, brunettes, or redheads?
I'm walking neutrality, man.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So, yeah, it's like usually I have a question for each one. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What do you think the best decisions made the best decision that you've made as an adult?
I woke up today. That's really all I got. I woke up today. That was a good choice.
Okay. Do you want to talk more about that?
What?
What did you choose to get up? The choice to get up.
I could have just stayed in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have missed the interview. And you told me you wanted me to do an interview, so if I'd have stayed in bed, I wouldn't be able to do that, and that would have been a bad thing.
You think so? You know.
Well, here's the thing, man. I live my day moment at a time, because who knows? The next time that moment's gonna just not be there. So, yeah. Easy way to put it is just, yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your candor and not be honest with you. What is the one thing that you think people don't know about you that you would like for them to know about you?
I was born with an extra thumb on my left hand.
Oh yeah?
No shit. I was born with an extra thumb on my left hand. There's like a weird lump thing in the middle of from like between the tip of the thumb and the base of the thumb.
Right.
That's always interested me. I don't know why, but it's neat. You know, I think a lot of people need to pause, get away from the big shit, and just look for that little neat thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. We get stuck in the big picture. You know, trying to make life happen, and we get lost in that shit, and you know, and a lot of times we miss the beauty of just watching an insect, you know, just do its thing, you know, on your porch or something like that, you know. You know, things that people call mundane or everyday things. There's a great depth into that, and that's kind of an Eastern kind of thing, you know, to meditate on the detail of life as you know, as opposed to the quote big picture.
Yeah.
What was the first concert you ever went to?
Oh God, what was that asshole's name? See, I don't really like concerts.
Right.
They're too fucking loud. Cause when I was a little kid, right, like maybe 14 or 15, my brother decided he was gonna set me in the back of what at the time was a Nissan Pathfinder with a police cage put in between the front and the back. The Nissan Pathfinder has child locks. So I'm sitting in the back. He pops the child lock so I can't get out. Opens the door, pops the fucking the volume on the thing all the way to maximum. Starts playing metal music, slams it shut, and leaves me in there for a few hours. Keep in mind, police cage. I can't get to the front to turn it down, and the child locks make it so I can't fucking get out. So loud noises are not my forte.
Damn. What?
By the time I come out of there, I'm bleeding from my left ear, and I have to go to the hospital. Tore up my left ear really bad. So metal music just sounds like real high-pitched whines. And concerts are usually really fucking physically painful for me.
Wow.
But one time, the guy who did the epic rap battles of history, right?
Right.
He came and he did, unrelated to ERB, completely unrelated to it. Came through Kansas City and did a little show where he came and he played his guitar and he sang with the audience and stuff, and then he left. It's the only concert I've ever been to, and it's the best part of my fucking, one of the best days of my goddamn life. Because all it was me going up to a dude I'd seen have millions of views just for being a positive dude. And I can't even do that. I'm not a positive person. But it was Nice Peter. Was his name. It was Nice Peter. And it's the only concert I've ever been to that I didn't spend huddled in a corner, pissed off.
I got you. So is it difficult for your hearing to like discern like classical music or anything like that? Do you have to play it at a low volume to understand?
Most music I have to play at a low volume.
Right.
If it's like, there's something about how they play the guitar in metal music that just makes it spike up in tone, pitch, all of it, and it just rips through my ears, and it hurts.
Right.
It's not pleasant, but there's nothing I can fucking do about it except for avoid it.
Right. Well, exactly, and there's that's what I love about music is that there's something for somebody out there, and and a lot of times, I would experiment with volume and play like things that most people would listen to loud at lower volumes, and I would hear stuff that I wouldn't normally hear. And that's just that's a sensitivity thing on my part.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you said your first job was working at a farmer's market?
Yeah.
Yep.
One of my first jobs was farmer's market.
Let's see. So what would you say was your guilty pleasure?
Shitty daytime TV.
Yeah, what do you like, man?
Like, I used to watch General Hospital.
Oh, okay. I'm down with that.
General Hospital, Jerry Springer, The Maury Show. These were guilty pleasures of mine.
Indeed. Yeah, I was a big when I was real young, man. It was like I may have been on the path of being not straight at some point, but I was big into the Guiding Light as a kid, and my dad didn't like that too much. He was not comfortable with that.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you wish you knew more about?
That is quite a question. I don't know. And I don't think I can actually narrow that down to a single subject. I would like to know more about, like, everything.
Right.
Because it means it's something to do. I mean, let's be fair. I'm just killing time.
Right. I don't think, all right, there's going to be people that listen to this that they're not going to be up to speed as exactly what you're because you're making references, and I think that if you want to, we can go ahead and start talking about it's
your call, man.
It's
your show, it's your shebang.
Well, from what I'm to understand, you were diagnosed. How long ago?
About a year ago.
Okay, and what news did you get?
Stage 2 lung cancer.
And so how did you react to that when you learned that you had stage 2 lung cancer?
At the time, irritated, for lack of a better term. Just outright irritation that I wasn't going to be able to live as long as I had hoped.
Right.
But over time, you kind of accept it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some people probably fucking don't. Some people probably fight it till the day they goddamn die. But with me, I was just like, well, this is a thing. Fuck it.
Just, and a lot of people, you know, this is really difficult to talk about because, you know, everybody, we're all gonna die. You know, it's like I've got health problems. I have heart shit going on. You know, and I reacted to it negatively, to be honest with you. I went through a deep depression and shit, and you know, it's like but it's something that we all have to deal with, and it's just I don't understand. You know, the I guess the only thing about it is the mystery. You know, it's like, you know, what's beyond, and it's like that doesn't fucking matter, does it? You know, what matters is right in front of us. Is the way I see it.
Well, I think about it like this. We had two very different reactions to this concept.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if we look about it, we have two varyingly different reactions. I assume yours wasn't like cancer.
No.
Okay, well, yours was just like a heart condition, stuff like that.
Yeah, open heart surgery.
Something serious enough.
Yeah, it was pretty serious.
Okay. So when it came to me with lung cancer, it's serious. It's probably going to be what kills me. But we took two different paths. You took I'm going to take this hard. This is going to affect me. This is going to be important. I have to do something to stop this portion, which is the smart way. I took the dumbest possible route when I heard. The worst way. And it is, well, fuck it. And continued on. Like that's going to fucking do something. I only started getting treatment, what, 6 months ago? About 6 months ago. Diagnosed a year ago. It's gonna be what kills me. The easiest way to consider it is we've got a timed mission. Like fucking Metal Gear Solid. You ever see those things where you got the time mission at the top? That's what we've got. And our job is to be happy in that time limit as long as we can. So why? Why get bent out of shape about it? I know it hurts. It sucks. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to get up in the morning. Well, fuck it. Can't let that goddamn cancer shit win. Can't let whatever shit you got win.
Right, exactly.
Can't let that shit win. It don't deserve it. It's just a fucking goddamn dick little brother using a cheat code to fuck you over. That's what it is.
I think that's a wonderful way to see it too. You know, it's like some little fucker, you know, in a game that's got the cheat code, and you know you know, I think that that was really a wonderful way to I guess paint the picture.
Yeah, he input the code that drains my life over a period of time, and I'm gonna still kick his character's ass before my fucking life run out.
That's right.
Because he started this shit.
So, at what point, what kind of treatment are you getting now?
I go in, they give me a pill, I feel sick for about 2 weeks, and then they tell me I need to go sit in a box. They keep telling me to go sit in the box. I don't want to sit in the box, though. I don't pay attention. I need to. I don't pay attention because I don't want to know.
Right. What
but
is...
They got this
Go ahead.
big old fucking box they want me to start going into, where they stick shit in me and just... I don't want it. So I'm doing as little as I can.
So is that like a chemo thing?
I guess. Like I said, I'm trying really hard not to know about that thing. Because the way my brain's working is, once I start going in that box, is when I'm going to start dying.
Right. You know, and I totally get that shit. You know, I totally get it. Because it's like the way that I was, you know, dealing with the shit. It was like once I acknowledged it, it became real, and right. Yeah. And I saw it as being bigger than me. Whereas the truth is that I don't know. At some point, you know, I had to do some surgery and shit, and I made it through it. You know, but there was a huge part of it, you know, where I was just, you know, fucking just frozen, you know, in terror and shit, and it was, you know, it was. I don't know how to describe the experience other than, you know, I felt like I wasted time. With you know, kind of like spinning in like you've ever been swimming in a river and you get stuck in an eddy and you swim really hard to get out of it, but you can't, you know. And it's kind of like that thing. And if you the key to getting out of an eddy is to quit swimming against it, and once you get in a certain spin, you can pop right out. And you have to give up control to get to that point of where you can pop out. And it's real. That's real like an Eastern kind of thing, you know. You know, to go with the flow of the river and just let the flow, you know, take you to a certain point. So, yeah, it's very, very difficult for people to talk about, but I think it's important, you know. I see. So you just turned 29.
I turned 29 in January.
Okay. Oh, my birthday's in January too. Happy belated birthday, dude.
Thank you.
You Aquarian?
Capricorn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of on the cusp there, so I have qualities of both, is what I'm told. But So before you, you know, before things are said and done and shit for you, what are some things you do want to accomplish?
I want to get Steam over here to the U.S.
Okay.
Get her settled, get her into a job, get her happy. I want Minty to be the same, in a job and happy. And then once I do pass away, house is gonna get sold off, and they'll be able to each go their separate ways. That's it. Accumulate what wealth I can while I'm alive. Give it off to them when I finally kick the bucket.
That's perfectly logical. You know, and people don't understand that's kind of the reason that you do that, man. Yeah. It's for the people that you care about, that you love.
Yeah.
Let's see. I had something. Do you ever find that there are things about you that people misunderstand?
Yeah, a lot of times.
What do you think people most misunderstand about you?
I think people think I'm just an angry guy.
Yeah, but I think I would say that you got the right to some anger there.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, like, when I say I'm an angry guy, I say, like, in general, just a pissed off dude, but really, stress gets to me easy. Especially as of late. The more stress hits, the more I just react to it. And mostly it's because the audience loves it.
You
Hear me get mad and be upset. Nobody wants to listen to me talk calm and collected for an hour. I'm boring. I know that.
You're not boring. I see. That's the whole reason I asked you to do this, because I found you to be a fascinating person, and it's not you're not the ranting, raving Ichabod, but the person who you are altogether. Your whole you. Not just the character.
Yeah.
So. Is there anything that you're most grateful for right now in your life?
Finding steam.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
I don't actually know if I would have permission to do that. That's very much her call. But suffice it to say, it means a lot.
Okay.
That she deigned to let me be part of her life.
That's I think that's plenty, said. Do you have any regrets? Is there anything you want to? If you had a chance to do something differently, would you do it? Is there anything?
Yeah.
You want to specify?
There's a few of them.
Yeah.
I'd rather not get into those, though.
Okay.
That's all the same.
I got it. Yeah, I know. I've got some similar situations. Well, not a similar situation. I had a person that I had an opportunity to make to apologize or to make an amend to on two different occasions. And I wasted those opportunities. To talk to that person face to face, and I was never able to do it, so, and that's what, that's a regret I've got. You see, part of this deal is, it's like, I open up to you, because I think that's only fair. Is there anybody from history that you'd love to have dinner with and talk to?
Tripitaka.
Who is that?
Tripitaka. There's a monk called Zhong Fuang or something like that, but he carried the sacred scrolls of the heavenly Buddha to the west. And during that time, he was renamed Tripitaka.
Fascinating. So, what time in history is this about?
Oh dear God! Early China, back when they were having issues between Taoism and Buddhism. But yeah, even just the Buddha of that time would be interesting to talk to. Any Buddha, really.
It is fascinating, to talk with somebody that's transcended, these levels of wisdom and I'm always fascinated by the guys that that do the sand paintings. You know, sometimes it'll take a year to create a work of art, and then, you know, when it's complete, they'll just like wipe it away. And it's like, it's a beautiful, I think that's a beautiful symbolism of what I think what we are and what life is, you know. Is there anything that you would like to specifically talk about?
No, really. Yeah.
Is there anything in like recent news or anything strike you as something to talk about?
I've stayed out of most of the drama as best I can. You know, I've never been all that interested in it.
Yeah, when you talk about drama, you talk about YouTube drama?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Overall, stay out of it. Occasionally send a message, make sure nobody's, like, actually about to blow their head off. And aside from that, I just let them go.
I feel you.
It's like, the two boys you put in the backyard, you each give them a pool noodle and they start beating each other up with it. As long as, you know, one of them doesn't kill the other or one of them starts trying to swallow it, I'm just going to stay back and not get into it.
What do you treasure most in a friend?
Truth.
Excellent. I found that this is an interesting question. You know, they always like bring up the in psych. See, I don't know if you knew this, but I have a history back a while back as a therapist and shit, and now I don't do any of that shit. I am no longer licensed to do it, so I don't. But I've always loved to know, you know, learning about people, and that's kind of like my deal. You know, my quest, I guess, is, you know, towards knowledge. I think is through the eyes of other people. Are you sneezing? Or is that a critter?
That's Oreo.
Oreo? Is it Oreo your dog?
Oreo. Quit sneezing. Go. Honey, call your dog. There, it's gone.
That's fine. God, I miss my dog, man. You know, it's interesting we get attached to creatures like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, unconditional love. Yeah.
I don't want the dog. I don't want that fucking dog. I wanted a cat.
Well, is there a reason you can't have a cat?
Too many dogs.
Would be constant warfare. When's the last time you really sat down and cried?
Good or bad?
Either.
Positive or negative?
Either or.
2003?
Yeah. Was it out of what was the circumstances?
Dad died.
Okay.
About 3 or 4 days after Dad cried. Died. Whatever.
So it sounded like to me that you and your dad had Was there anything unresolved about your relationship with your dad when he passed away?
I didn't pull the trigger.
What do you mean that you didn't? You're not the one that killed him.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I could say unresolved between me and my father.
Yeah, because it sounded like to me there was a lot of tension. I guess to put it lightly,
To put it lightly, tension. Yeah, tension works.
Yeah. So do you have any regrets there?
I didn't pull the trigger earlier. I done it about 5 years ago.
Yeah. Did he end up taking his own life? Was that what I...
Yeah, he shot up a bunch of heroin from the inheritance money that Caleb got. Got real wasted. Puked straight up, drowned in his own vomit. Then here came the ambulance. Had to roll him over and drag him out of bed.
And did he live from that, or
Nope.
he did die?
He died.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
And did you see that?
Yep. I had to help.
Oh, man,
They brought like 2 people, and I had to be the 4th to get his other leg.
What about your mom? Is she?
She's still around.
Yeah. Do you get along with her?
Define get along with her.
Well, yeah, I get it. It's does she treat you? I mean,
am I waiting for her to die?
I guess. Yeah, that would be a way to.
Yes, I'm waiting for her to die, just like I'm waiting for my brother Caleb to die.
So there's a lot of unresolved issues with the family. So that's I see that as a sad thing, to be honest. If you could, I guess,
Was that all?
I'm thinking. Let's see. So we'll talk about. How about this? We'll go in and talk about the talk about Citrus Quest for a little bit, and let everybody know about what you're doing with that now.
Mainly Citrus Quest has been a safe haven for people who just get tired of the fighting. You can always come on Citrus Quest. You just have to message me on Twitter at Citrus Quest. We'll talk for a bit. If you seem like somebody who's not going to start shit with everybody else, it will be DM'd a link to enter Citrus Quest, given a role called the Zest People, and then after a while your role will increase and you'll be asked to participate in more community-centric activities. You are under no obligation to do so, but it's great for socializing with people that get along.
Is there any like when you talk about people that get along, what do you mean?
Well, there's people like they usually put the two together and they will not get along. Like let me actually go in there. Like Red and fucking Tranime. They normally don't get along with anybody. But they're both in Citrus Quest. Turd Flinging Monkey and Red. And any of the women in my server. They get along just fine. because they stay away from each other, and if they want to participate, all they got to do is go into one of the rooms. The only thing I won't put up with is petty fighting bullshit. Because I'll put a quick fucking stop to it, because there ain't no point to it. We do not live long enough to have a petty fucking fight.
Dude, that is my fucking, you know, if I had a fucking banner, that would be it, man. Life's too short for this acrimony, man. This useless, pointless acrimony between people, all this drama on fucking, you know, I mean, it's fucking YouTube people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I know.
You know,
I understand, man. I do.
I know you do, you know.
And that's why. That's why I made Citrus Quest, so everybody could have one fucking place where y'all can chill your fucking shit and hang out with each other like you're goddamn human beings. Because guess what, assholes? We are all just fucking human beings. There's no reason to fight with everybody. Or anybody. Find common ground. Or fuck off.
I totally agree with that, man. So the way to, if you want to join the Citrus Quest, then that would be to drop you a tweet
a DM on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, you shoot me a DM on Twitter, chit chat for a little while, and if you're cleared, you're cleared. I guess that's it. But for those of you who want to come to troll, keep in mind, there's no warning bans. It's insta-bam and it's permanent ban. If you fuck up once, you're gone for good. Because nobody got time for that shit. It's also why all the invites expire within 1 hour of being created.
Yeah. I do like that about Discord, you know, getting the opportunities to control that. Because, you know, if people want to come, they're going to come. And if they don't, they don't, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. Are you into, what's your favorite anime series?
My favorite anime series?
Yeah.
Azumanga Daioh.
Wow, that's kind of esoteric. What is that about?
Azumanga Daioh?
Yeah.
It's a slice of life anime wrapped around the minds of two very clearly disabled students. One of which has a New Year's dream every year about a giant cat that's her father that hands out like Christmas presents and shit like that. And then the other one just has weird dreams. But it's basically just their day-to-day interactions. Same thing, like, it's anime Seinfeld.
Right, I got it.
Plus Dream.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
It's not bad. It's a good anime. Check it out sometime.
Speaking of Dream, did you read any of the Sandman comics that came out? Any Neil Gaiman stuff? That's kind of cool too. The cat reminded me of it. Yeah. Let's see. It's okay. You can jump in on this too. Is cereal soup? Yes or no?
Does it matter?
To some people it does. It's kind of silly, man.
Well, if you consider the concept, it is both a solid and a liquid.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not solid and liquid at once until you combine it.
Right.
This means that it is a semi-solid or a semi-liquid. But what is a soup, if not soup ingredients mixed together into a broth to produce a soup? We aren't mixing cereal together into a broth to produce a soup. We're just pouring milk into something to make it less hard to eat.
Right.
Cereal is cereal, soup is soup. too. But why the fuck does anybody care?
It's a thing that's out there, man. It's one of those, one of those things to ponder. But I think you just did an excellent examination and dissection, if you will. What about Corinne? Is she for real or is she a troll, do you think?
Corinne?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you mean the woman who went into Compton?
Yes.
I think she's playing very fast and very loose with her life. Whether she is a troll or not, if she is actually going out into the real world, into these locations, she needs to take a serious second to understand the implications of that. One wrong move, one false turn, and she will not come back. And she needs to desperately understand that where there are a billion trolls out there, far more sociopathic than I will ever be, they don't care what happens to you. They will laugh as you are torn apart live on air for them. They don't care.
God, I know that's right, man. And that's I think that's something that people, when they're new to this thing, they don't fucking get that, man. That they're people. Have you ever seen? There's a great documentary called Tickled, and somebody was talking about this the other day. But it starts out, and it's this guy is making a documentary about these competitions, these tickling competitions, right? And it ends up being far more sinister, right? Because these guys get recruited into tickling, and then they start using this evidence as like, as this homoerotic thing, and the person behind them, starts, using it as extortion.
Yeah.
And this is all real. This all was real and going on, and and the guy it was a rich dude that just wanted to fuck with people, and and I mean that was it, and it was just when I was watching it, I was just going, holy shit, and it just kept getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And it's like, if you want to check something interesting out, that's a pretty fucking interesting movie, man. If you like, you like documentaries.
Yeah,
I'm down with docs too, man. It's like that's one that'll like keep your attention, because it's just so odd, so strange. Let's see. So, as we kind of get to the top of the hour, is there anything you want to ask me?
Nah, I'm all right.
I think it's only fair.
Yeah, no, just a very neutral person.
Yeah. Are you not into football or anything like that?
Not particularly.
No.
I don't really do sports.
What about, all right, so you kind of made a reference to video games. What do you, are you playing anything right now?
Right now, I just started The Flame in the Blood. It's kind of an indie survival game.
Right.
Where you get on a boat and you go north and you gotta collect so much stuff to survive. I haven't beaten it yet. And then I also was replaying Disgaea 2. All sorts of fun. Vermintide 2. Not a bad game, not a great game. Something to do in the pastime.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just started playing this thing called Canarium. It's very Lovecraftian, more like the Mythos type, like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, very strange. Very. It's kind of like based at the Mountains of Madness. It's you just like you're at that camp base, and then you end up in other places and stuff. And find a portal and shit. It's pretty weird. But yeah, it's pretty fun. But yeah, the whole. I'm glad you said what you said about the soup thing because. Well, here's your. All right, what about canned cheese? Yes or no?
Canned cheese.
Yeah.
Like whippet cheese or cheese?
Yeah, the shit you spritz on crackers, man.
It's a semi-solid.
Right.
Like the compressed air is just pushing the semi-solid out. It's never a liquid.
Right. So do you like it?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you don't put it like in a gourmet meal, but for a snack, yeah, there's nothing fucking wrong with it.
It's fun shit. Yes. I don't know, man. Sometimes people say, "Why do you ask these stupid fucking questions?" It's like I don't know, man. I just I want to know that. I want to know stuff, man. I want to know people.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Do you watch? Are you a fan of Game of Thrones?
I'm not. It kind of got asinine to me after a while, after the second season.
Oh yeah. Did you have a favorite character though?
Tyrion.
Oh, indeed. He's my favorite too, man. He's the
rogue, man.
Yeah, I think the whole thing supposedly takes place in his eyes. I think Martin. I think he's supposed to represent the writer. I think you're right. And Tim Tarbox wants everyone to know that wrenchless lives matter because they do. Because they do. But I'm at a point, man, where I'll pick. I've got a list of questions. If you could choose 3 adjectives to describe yourself, which ones would you choose?
Choose 3 what?
Adjectives.
Adjectives. Fuck, it's been a while since English class. I have to goddamn look up what an adjective is.
An adjective, describes a noun. It's just descriptive, like inquisitive, happy.
Modifiers. Examples of adjectives. Let's take a look here. Salty.
Okay. I can definitely see that.
Uneven. Raspy.
And that would be 3.
Hollow. There you go. There's 4 hollow seeming the most effective.
You think?
Shit.
Well, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really want to thank you for taking time out, man, to spend time with me and to, let me probe you with these questions. And I just want to make sure that there's nothing you want to talk about or ask me before we wrap it up.
Oh, not that I can think of, unless you want me to give you a standard Ichabod outro.
Sure, man.
Of all ages, Irate Prostate has been proud to bring to you an interview with Ichabod Orange. Please feel free to check out other interviews done by Irate Prostate or the Creem stream on Friday. Ichabod Orange's schedule is only as follows: the 3rd Friday of every month at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. How's that?
That was outstanding, man, and I want to thank you for hanging with me. Everybody, we'll be here next week, same time, and I don't know exactly who I've got scheduled, but I will have someone scheduled by Tuesday. And on that note, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, and y'all have a good week. And of course, tomorrow night it's Irate Mondays with Chaos 120. We'll be wrapping shit up. All right. Take care.